So for this video, we are making the V-back leggings or shorts. In this case, I'm doing shorts, but if you were doing the full length, the instructions are exactly the same for them. You'll just have more fabric. So we're going to start with the waistband and the gusset piece. So you want to fold the waistband in half, right sides together, which is this side. And pin this edge here. And we're going to sew that. We are also going to take one of the back pieces. We want the one that's right side facing up with the point facing away from us. We're going to take the gusset piece, place it right side facing down against this edge here. We're going to pin this corner. And we want to make sure the point of the gusset piece is facing towards the top of the leggings. Now I'm used to this pattern, so I find it quite easy to see which is top and bottom. But if you're making shorts, as you're cutting out the pieces, I would just put a clip on the top, and this is the top as well. So that way, you know, if you're not familiar with this pattern, you're not going to get these two mixed up. But if you're comfortable without doing that, that is completely fine as well. So we're going to sew this section of the gusset and also the waistband. So this is what it's going to look like. Please don't use black, just use whichever color matches your project. And if you don't have an overlocker, we'll just use a zigzag stitch instead. I've also sewn on the gusset piece. Now we need to open up the gusset piece here. Now we're going to take our other back piece, place it right side facing down. We're going to pin the top, and we're going to pin the bottom to the edge of the gusset piece here. And now evenly pin all the way along. Now when it gets to sewing this section here, the point of the gusset, you want to make sure the seam allowance is flat facing outwards. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I've finished this seam here, and as neatly as possible, you want to try and keep this section flat. So we're going to open up the back of the leggings, right side facing up, which is the finished seams, in case you get a little bit confused. Now we're going to take the front piece, place it right side facing down on top. We're going to pin the edges. So when I'm pinning, what I like to do is pin the top and bottom. Then hold it out, pin the middle. That way you're not getting any excess fabric anywhere. Now we're also going to pin this center seam here. So on the front piece, you'll see that there is a point, and that's the center point. And you want to line that up with the middle of the gusset piece. And then we're going to pin all the way along. So this is the section where if you have the full length leggings, it's the exact same instructions, but you just have to pin all the way down. Now that we've done that, we're going to sew the side seams and down to the ankle if you've got long ones, the inner seam and this side seam here as well. So this is what it will look like. Now we're going to take the waistband piece. We're going to fold it in half at the seam with the wrong sides together. Now we're going to fold it in half all the way around. And we're going to mark the center point by folding it in half on a flat bench. There we go. I'm going to add a couple of extra clips because I find the piece easier to work with when it's not sliding around. So I'm going to take the leggings, turn them the right way around. Now we're going to work from the waistband. So I'm going to fold this in half and mark the center point of the front. And that's the only one we need because the sides and the back already have a seam that we can use to mark. I am going to take this center clip. So this red one here is the one that I used to mark the center. I'm going to line it up with the center of the pants. I am going to flip it around and then line the back up with the back seam here and clip that. And then now just going to open it up sideways, and I'm going to clip evenly all the way around. So the waistband may be a tiny little bit smaller than the shorts, and that just means you have to stretch just ever so slightly. You definitely shouldn't have to stretch too much. There we go. That's all done. We're going to sew all the way around that seam. So that waist seam's all done. I'm just going to tie off this thread here. Now this step is optional, but you can add a scrunch effect on the back here. You want to add 6mm elastic under this seam allowance here, and then you want to stretch it as far as it goes until about 5 centimeters above the gusset piece. So I'm going to do that on my sewing machine, and then I'll show you exactly what it looks like. This is what the scrunch bum will look like. So obviously it's all scrunched up now because I stretched it out as far as it would go as I was sewing it. So you're going to have this zigzag section on the back, and what that does is kind of helps bring the V down at the back and make a more pronounced V. Completely up to you if you want to do this step or not. And then the last thing to do is to hem the bottom. We're going to fold them in 1.5 centimeters and do a zigzag stitch